Esteemed friends of Maruf and the audience that has been watching it from various parts of the world, we wish you healthy days from Istanbul. We are allowing you to listen to street musicians who are adding happiness to our life. This is one of the most important pictures that reflects the liveliness of the streets. The sounds do not fit into the walls. It's not enough to do this. They also strike all the objects such as streets, birds, and the waters, and it becomes a city for everyone. The Maruf team, my dear friends, have prepared a wonderful program for you this year as well. Throughout the next 3 days, it's a program whose every minute is full. When I say 3 days, the Maruf work has started a month ago. It's going to continue for 3 days. Please consider these last 3 days when the Maruf activities have become intensified. We are trying to develop various methods, and I hope they will be days that you will be enjoying. Maruf, whose motto is developing cities, and after deep and long-term discussions, it made it act together. There are 6 themes: healthy, innovative, resilient, encompassing, and sustainable city. The rethinking and acting together call is one we make to everyone. It makes it possible and required for everyone. It's a hopeful call. Doubtless, our unions must not be forgotten. They lead us, they guide us, and it's going to be a living process and accumulation, and our consumption habits are far from producing new thoughts. This year, in addition to the themes determined for Maruf, in addition to more than 100 forums, we have also planned events. All the details are in our web page. Those who are interested can look at those. Workshops, networking meetings, trainings, and doctorate bazaar and city talks, dialogue Marmara, and side events and competitions are among tens of activities. Before we go to the opening speeches, let's see what has happened in Maruf 2019, and then we will continue.
Marmara Uluslararası Kent Forumu, Marmara Urban Forum'a
Marmara International Urban Forum, welcome to it, and you have honored us.
Mottomuz çözüm üreten kentler.
Our motto
İhanet
is
etmek yerine aydınlık için çaba göstermenin, aydınlık için mum yakmanın
working for
daha
darkness,
anlamlı,
trying to
daha önemli bir
show the way for light and to become a more important human act.
This landmark urban forum with the theme Cities Developing Solutions.
Hacı Bayram-ı Veli, insan şehri inşa ederken aslında taşın toprağın arasında kendisini inşa eder der. Gönlünde her ne var ise şehir olarak görünür. Gönlü taş olanın şehri taş, gönlü aşk ile dolu olanın şehri gülistan olur diyor.
Maruf bir anlamda bir mega event. Habitat 2'den sonra bu konuda yapılan İstanbul'daki en büyük toplantı.
Maruf'un başardığı ve bundan sonra daha da çok başaracağına inandığım en önemli şey farklı disiplinleri bir araya getirerek meselenin tüm boyutlarıyla tartışılmasını sağlamak.
Yes, we are keeping our excitement alive to make face-to-face meetings with you. MARUF is an international partner, as UN Habitat. Now Executive Director Maimunah will watch it all together.
Excellencies, honorable ministers, honorable mayors, friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. My warm greetings to all of you from the United Nations Human Settlements Program, UN Habitat in Nairobi, Kenya. I am delighted and honored to address you for the second time at the Marmara Urban Forum. Let me begin by congratulating the Marmara Municipal Union on their continued commitment to organize this landmark event. This year's theme, Rethink and Co-act, is particularly relevant in the era of ongoing global pandemic. We need to rethink and to act together to deliver our commitment towards the SDGs. At the same time, we must also strengthen our coping mechanisms and build solidarity amongst individuals, among cities, and across the global community, build a more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable future for all. I would also like to welcome you to celebrate the Urban October, a month of events designed to raise awareness on the opportunities of sustainable urbanization. On the coming Monday, we will celebrate World Habitat Day with a focus on accelerating urban action for a carbon-free world. On the 31st of October, we will celebrate World Cities Day with the theme of adapting cities for climate resilience. These landmarks events also call for rethinking and co-acting on our climate actions, and I encourage all of you to get involved. Turkey is a long-standing partner of UN Habitat. At Habitat 2 in Istanbul in 1996, the United Nations called for sustainable urbanization and adopted the Habitat Agenda. Over the past 25 years, we have been striving to build on that legacy. I was in Turkey earlier this year in June and had the pleasure of meeting with the First Lady, the Minister of Environment and Urbanization, and several other key interlocutors and discussed how we could take our partnership to the next level. I'm grateful for their commitments to support the work of UN Habitat in Turkey and globally. I'm also happy to announce that we have agreed to engage more actively to support Turkey's aspiration to achieve the SDGs and implement the new urban agenda. We signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, as well as one with the unions of municipalities of Turkey to promote sustainable urbanization and support Turkey's municipalities in advancing Agenda 2030 and the new urban agenda. This will represent a continuation of UN Habitat's ongoing work under the Global Future Cities program in Istanbul, Bursa, Ankara, and Kanyaka, funded by UK Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office, where we have supported the development of transformative projects related to sustainable urban planning and mobility. As the official partner of this forum, several UN Habitat's colleagues will speak at various events, and I look forward to learning about the discussion. I hope you will bring this conversation to the various Urban October events and helps us as a global community to rethink and co-act for a better urban future for all.
Sayın Genel Direktör,
We would like to thank the General Director and her colleagues for their support. Esteemed audience, these types of organizations require great efforts. As far as the performance of MARUF, we would like to thank those who have supported us and encouraged us. Our President of Marmara Municipalities Union, Associate Professor Dr. Tahir Büyükakın, to make an opening speech. Thank you, Mr. Cemil. I would like to say good morning to all our audience listening to us from abroad and in our country, and I salute you all affectionately. As you all know, we are going through interesting times. The COVID-19 epidemic is continuing to be effective everywhere in the world, although it impacts everyone. The people in the urban life, which is crowded, are affected more. Doubtless, COVID-19 is not just a human health issue. At the same time, it has economic and social problems. With this dimension, the socio-economic and socio-psychological, it also will contain many implications. Access to healthy and sufficient food, and the service sector and the economic process continues. Those who lose their jobs, having living problems. The underground immigrants have a special case. The increasing of social expenditures being sustainable, increasing amount of usage of private affairs having an effect on air quality. People who are stuck in their homes, their relations with their space, the increasing importance of public areas, the lonely people having socialization requirements, and tens of other issues have come to our agenda. On the other side, climate warming and crisis situations have increased their impact and provide new results. With the protection of nature and a sustainable urban environment being provided together has become more important. the brittle and migrant groups have increased their roles and living together should be considered important. We need to think more courageously than ever and make decisions and apply them and act together. Therefore, this year's MARUF, to think again and act together is the heading. Also, all of the issues should be healthy, encompassing, resilient, innovative, creative, and sustainable cities to be created. There are 6 main axes to be discussed. We need to rethink in the new situations and act together. It's an invitation for that. This invitation is not limited to local and national scales. The raising of the quality of life of every individual, their welfare and their happiness. It's a global call. MARUF is parallel to the United Nations development objectives. It's a platform that is inviting this. Cities, the global purposes are at the head of the main actors. This is, as it was mentioned in the 11th heading, sustainable cities and communities should be built. We have to create cities which are resistant to disasters which are natural or man-made, and disasters such as earthquake, floods and fire, pandemic, drought and cyber attacks and various other challenges. To be able to handle them without having to pay very high prices is possible with preparations to be made beforehand and with proactive approaches. Making the city safe and peaceful space for everyone. One of the ways is to have health and safety standards. The other is to have everybody who's related to be participating in the decision processes. The COVID-19 process, both physically and mental health, how much of a lively requirement it is. The industrial age will have sufficient and high quality public spaces is unfortunately very hard. In 2019, we have made the closing speech of MARUF together with various sectors. Interdisciplinary work was emphasized, and perhaps we had to do more philosophical work, create more theories, and we need to think more, I had said. Now, after the COVID-19 period, I believe this much more strongly, and once more I am making this call. We need to rethink and act together. We need this a lot more than before. Now we need to think more courageously, provide more permanent solutions, and along with this, we need to rethink the things that we need to do, and we need to work again. The Marmara Municipalities Union in the Marmara region, the spatial strategy document and the migration report for the Marmara region and the Sea of Marmara action plan. Various municipalities and institutions are brought together in cooperation with stakeholders. We have to get a common intelligence and take the initiative, because we know that without taking into consideration the relations between cities, without considering interactions, the work that's to be done will be missing. In this way, on a reasonable level, the approaches must be considered, and from transportation to tourism, from water resources to environmental protection, more productive and sustainable solutions will be provided. This effort of the Marmara Municipalities Unit is not just for the scale of Turkey, but also international scale, having a different approach for basin management. It's a new and proactive effort. The most important example is the action strategy document. We consider the Sea of Marmara acting together, and the strategic framework action and the action plan being applied. We also the wastes that arrived to Black Sea over the Danube River, we had a basin protection plan as a requirement. We know this and we notice it. MARUF is allowing those who are spending efforts and considering their problems and those of others, making efforts together and thinking that a better life is possible and a requirement. It's an international meeting platform supporting MARUF and making contributions, and everyone. I would like to thank everyone that is following MARUF. I wish that you have a beneficial and enjoyable time, and with the wish to meet face to face in a world where there is no COVID-19, the rethinking and acting together world. I hope that we will wish to meet together in the shortest time. I wish all of you health and happiness.
We would like to thank our mayor for their support and for encouraging us for all of the events. As you all know it very well, Ministry of Urbanization has got the main actorship role and a very important partners. And COP26 preparatory meetings are taking place, and our minister, Murat Kurum, for this reason attending this meeting, and he's going to have a video right now which we will show. Distinguished UN Director, distinguished Union President of Marmara Municipalities, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my gratitude to each and all of you, and I would like to salute all. Today, by Marmara Municipalities Union, we are celebrating MARUF, and I'm very grateful to join this event, and I'm very happy to be with you. And of course, the cities which provide solutions. Rethink and react together is the main motto, and the second event is being organized right now in this private meeting and spatial meeting. Hopefully, we will bring the best benefit for all of our cities, for our countries. Dear friends and colleagues, today our world and our country, as we remind you in our motto, making us to rethink and move together. It is the most critical point, and last 3 months Turkish photo shows us floods, and also, of course, on the eastern side of the world is showing big fires, which we have experienced very closely. Will this ongoing situation stop? According to the UN reports, they will not stop, and they are going to disseminate, and they will have a condensed and, of course, a high level of continuity. And we need to act together, and we need to empower ourselves, and our collaboration should be brought to the highest level. As you all know it very well, Paris Climate Agreement at this point is very critical. And as the country in the past, all of the mandatory conditions and unfair situations have not made us to be a part of Paris Agreement. In the recent years, under the auspices of our President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, we have carried on some negotiations, and with some diplomatic attempts, we have taken very good intended steps. And for the humanity's benefit and also international levels, we have decided to be a part of Paris Agreement. As we have mentioned in our National Action Plan, we will implement them with a great decisiveness. Now we are going to take our perspective one step further, and in 2053 we will focus on net zero emission, and we have announced that to the whole world for humanity and for future generations' wellness. And for our common heritage, actually, we are taking this big major step and hope that this will be beneficial for all of our nation. Dear friends, our world is shifting towards a different trend, and of course economy, production, consumption, sustainability, planning and urbanization type of vital paradigms will have an impact and will be shifted from roots. And when we consider it from the urbanization point of view, we do have the appearance of modernity, and the nation-state structures have started to appear, and the economical and also the classical time and fashion of urbanization have started to change and transform. Why we are thinking like this? Because when we consider the old type of planning understanding, it was thought that it was possible to foresee the future, but after COVID-19 process in the new normal period, we see that in a city plan, the dynamics and the needs, of course, coming from bottom to top, should have a ground to speak out. And the city is urged to be flexible and resilient. At this point, as the ministry, we are taking a very historical step for our cities. And we have completed our special strategy plan. The investments which have not been appropriately made, and also misuse of infrastructures, and also silhouette breaking and non-aesthetical features of the city will totally be taken and banned, and the of course, missing parts will be retrofitted, and we will become an example country, a very good example. Any type of disasters and extraordinary situations, with our flexibility and robust response mechanisms and philosophy, we will accomplish all the best we can. And our planning mentality and mindset have changed. All of the sociological, political, and humanitarian relationships will have, of course, a transformation due to the lockdown process of COVID-19. But urbanization, we are in need of a paradigm shift. Our expectations from the cities have also shifted. We can frankly say that the functions of the city should be redefined, revised, and we are progressing in such kind of a situation. According to us, the new slogan of the new time is being resilient and a flexible city. Because our countries, due to different reasons, for example, unhealthy building stocks, have become more fragile. And in the changing conditions and in the rising trends and demands, we need to define and determine some certain policies and take steps. It is more than a preference, it's an obligatory, mandatory condition to fulfill. And just like our president have explained, Turkey is not yesterday's Turkey anymore, and our cities are obliged to change with a new perspective. They need to develop, maybe a part of them may be deconstructed and reconstructed, and the growing and developing areas should be revised. The best response can be given by actually the plannings and actions related with population and with the developing technology. We do have the smart city models, right, in front of us, waiting to be implemented. And the fourth Smart Cities Strategic Plan, Action Plan was declared, and it's a new breath, a new time, an era for our cities. Within the scope, Esenler and the regional municipalities will have our services. New habitats will create the first smart city project, and we are going to construct the future cities. All of the actually center of excellence, we will teach them the new trends of cities, and we will also give a teaching city model to our people. And all of the actually historical heritage and with the new technologies, we will bridge and act like a bridging actors, and also we will keep our moral values, we will keep our social values. Economically and spatial inequalities will totally be deteriorated. Solidarity, brotherhood, sisterhood will be lived and experienced, and the services will be accessible for everyone. Culture and art will be at a actually best level, and we will provide solutions, and we will have innovative cities. By accomplishing such and constructing these cities all together, we will prepare our future. I would like to thank our Marmara Municipalities Union President, governors and mayors, civil society organizations and volunteers. In order to clean the mucilage in our Marmara Sea, also I would like to thank each and all of you for your contributions. And once more, I wish that our meeting will be contributing the future generations and express my gratitude. We would like to thank our minister and his working colleagues for their contribution. Dear Mara friends, today is World Coffee Day. If your coffees are ready, within 5 minutes we will pass to the main session and starting our MARUF events. In our main session, from Çanakkale 18 Mart University, we have got Nihal Eminoğlu. Nihal Hanım will be moderating the session. And we will be having Tahir Büyükakın from Marmara Municipalities Union and also Philip Road from LCE Cities Habitat Urban Practices Britain Manager Shipra Narangsuri, Head of the OECD Urban Policies and Reviews Sojin Kim, UNDP Turkey Resident Representative Louisa Witten will take place. Now, if everyone's ready, let's all pass the floor to Nihal Hanım and let's go and start our MARUF event.